Forever. So we're going to have Kathy up to talk about what they've been doing and also a personal struggle as a rent stabilized tenant.
Yes,
Wait, before you start, I just want to figure out how we can turn responsible underwriting into a chant. If anyone can figure that out, get back to us.
Enough is enough.
Right there, enough is enough.
Enough
Enough is enough. 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 Enough is enough.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen Wakeham from the Metropolitan Council on Housing. I have lived in this community as a rent-stabilized tenant for over 40 years. Here in Community Board 3, the median income is $42,268. Over 50% of our neighbors are rent-burdened, and are of the over 250,000 tenants evicted because of inability to pay rent this year. This is caused in great part by predatory equity, which I have seen in my building. In 1971, the Tabak family bought the building for $58,000. Then in 2015, the family sold it to Rafael Toledano for $6.5 million. It was one of 15 buildings he acquired with the $124 million loan from Madison Realty Capital, a hedge fund worth more than $2.5 billion. That's a B, billion. During the time that Toledano owned these buildings, rent-stabilized tenants were subjected to a harassment campaign that included demolition and renovation of vacant apartments in a hazardous manner, aggressive buyout offers, and frivolous lawsuits over succession rights and primary domicile, no cooking gas for 15 months, irregular heat and hot water, and no legal superintendent. You know, think of it. If you have a flood on a Sunday, good luck for you. You need more than a plunger.
That ain't right.
That's not right. Most of the remaining tenants are seniors. Many reported respiratory problems because of the construction dust. Others have stress-related illnesses such as heart disease and shingles. Talk about a pain in the butt. Now Toledano is negotiating with Madison Realty Capital to sell the buildings to them. The Attorney General alleges that Madison was using a predatory loan-to-own business model, creating a deal that to repay the loan, Toledano embarks on a hyper-aggressive plan to drive up the rents in these buildings by evicting or buying out rent-stabilized tenants, renovating vacant apartments often without regard to applicable housing and safety laws, and raising rents above the rent destabilization threshold. Letting a hedge fund take over the properties would reward it for bad behavior. Toledano acted as their sweeper of tenants. Toledano, Kushner, Croman, and their cohorts see our homes as commodities, not as places where we raise our children, build creative places, form community connections. Also, Toledano has made quick profits by flipping buildings in our community. He bought one building for $3.8 million and sold it for $12.3 million. Another was bought for $3 million and sold for $10 million. And a third was bought for $4.6 million and sold for $13.1 million. These are only 3 examples among many. Last year it was reported that Toledano purchased a $200 million portfolio in the West Village because tenants are less organized there. Madison is now managing the 15 buildings under its Silverstone Property Group subsidiary. We, the tenants, will fight back and stop predators from using our homes as money-making machines. Thank you, Senator Hoylman. and Assemblymember Epstein for holding this press conference. Also, I want to state, please join us on June 14th at 5 p.m. at the New York Public Library, 42nd Street and 5th Avenue, for the biggest statewide tenant rally. This is a coalition of upstate and downstate tenant groups to fight for stronger tenant protection laws. Also, please testify on June 19th from 4 to 8 at the Rent Guidelines Board, held at Cooper Union. You can testify for 2 minutes, or you could just join us and have good chanting time. Thank you.